Libra, hi. So this is going to be a reading for what? For April 7th through the 13th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Fuzzy Fuzz here is dozing off, zenning. She almost took the camera down, stretching. Let's see. Ooh. The overall energy for the reading, the chariot. Something's moving accordingly. That's kind of what I'm hearing. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what I'm getting. I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. It's like I'm looking at this reading. Usually when I do a quick scan, I'm like, okay, I kind of get the bigger picture of with this one. It's like, what? And it's not that it's almost not revealed instantly. There's a deeper layer to it, but we'll figure it out slowly but surely. In the recent past, the moon, the 5 of cups, the queen of swords. There's some hidden maybe trauma there, maybe something unhealed for sure, but it's so hidden that it's not that obvious. It's, you know, if you go about a path of healing at some point and you're like, okay, so I got that going on and that going on and that going on. This one you would miss. This one, it's not that obvious. It's one of those, again, deeper layers, types of something. Because you look okay. You look unbothered. But you also look like you can't see this one. And it belongs to you. It's something of yours that needs healing. Okay. In the current situation, the Strength card, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. You are doing excellent here. There's something tied up to your stability that looks to be, or to have grown and looks to still be growing. Could be something new that's being introduced there, maybe at your job or a project of some sort, something. Because you seem to be psyched about it, like you're doing good to begin with, and then there's something there that looks to be exciting. It's also, from what you're getting me here with these energies, it's also looking to be a little, maybe risky or something like that, potentially. But then again, isn't everything. I don't know, this is an interesting reading. But in the immediate future, the Hermit, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Wands, you're having a hard time connecting with that part of you that, you know, looks in the mirror and is like, you got this, you know? Exactly. And really believing it too. Blow! Too late. He didn't bark. Out he goes. All right, let's clarify. It's this sense of confidence and the sense of just trusting yourself and owning that. You seem to having a hard time with that for some reason. But let's see the Chariot. For the Chariot, you get the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the Page of Wands. It's the risky situation. Okay. So it might not be that risky. Well, still gonna feel risky a little bit, but it's something that, again, as of right now, you feel really good about it. You're like, oh yeah, that could work out, you know. That's where the universe kind of comes in and says, this is a good path here, you know, that you're not seeing yet. But it has potential to be quite the good path. Because for now, again, it's at that stage of, interesting. And it could be tied up to your stability again. And I do feel like it's something new that comes in. For the moon in the recent past, you get the 6 of Cups, the Temperance card, the Strength card. Ah. This is something hard to admit, and it has to do potentially with the soul connection. So something may have happened at some point, potentially something traumatic, and it's something hard to admit or hard to maybe take accountability for, but it remains unhealed if, you know, because ultimately it's going to be hard to see if it's hard to admit too. Let me see the 5 of Cups. The 3 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Is that guilt? Is that guilt? Could be. I see a soul connection there. I see something happening. And then I see you kind of waiting for maybe something to get resolved. But then it comes through with this Queen of Wands almost showing up like, okay, we're moving on then. And it's like, was that too fast? Was it that a situation played out in a certain way, in a potential ugly way, and because of that, you didn't want to really address it because it was too ugly? It's like, okay, we're not going to look at that because, you know, why? And then let's move on. It carries a little bit of guilt over something that went on with a connection, soul connection, which could have been a friendship, could have been a family situation. You know, when things happen, right? Let's say in family dynamics, right? Something happens and it bugs you and it's like, but at some point you're like, you know what, just fuck it. But you don't address it, you don't heal it, you just leave it up there to just whatever. But there's a sense of, did you give that enough time, or did you give that any time at all to kind of work on it, or, you know, or did you just kind of sprint out of there and whatever? I don't know. And I don't think there's an actual amount of time that is proper to give to the situation. I think the guilt part usually comes from us. You know, we could give a situation 3 years and still feel guilty because, you know, we moved on after 3 years. So it's really up to us personally whether we feel that guilt or not. To me, it's coming through as guilt over a situation that remained unresolved. And, you know, the walking away from it part might have stuck to you as guilt over that. And that needs healing, you know. And in the moment, I don't think you saw it necessarily. But I think in time, as you proceeded here, it may have showed up for you. For the Queen of Swords, you get the 2 of Cups, the Justice card, the Hangman. Yeah. One of those, you know. Should I have done more? Could I have done more? Things like that. Because I see you wanting what's best for the situation. And the way it turned out, that's not best for anybody. And that's where you potentially come in with the sense of, well, could it have turned best for everybody? You know, did I do enough? Things like that. I don't know. I think eventually you may have stopped in your tracks and maybe made peace with that a little bit. Because I don't see you necessarily carrying that for an extended period of time. It was there for quite a while until you stop in your tracks. But I don't know. I still see it unresolved as a whole, that situation. So I still kind of see it up in the air. But anyways, in the current situation, for the Strength card, you get the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands. You, hold on. Let's do the King of Pentacles in the current situation. For the King of Pentacles, you get the 5 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the 4 of Wands. No, the 4 of Swords, sorry. I was looking at the 4 of Wands on the other side. Okay, so what do we have here? We do have stability. We do have a commitment that shows up right next to the sense of stability that is yours. You're the one that's working towards that, and you're in the midst of that energy. But again, there's a commitment somewhere there. I don't know how it's involved here. Kind of giving me a sense of it's kind of dragging me down. I don't think that's what you mean in the way that it shows up like that. Like, oh yeah, tell me about it. This one, whew, take it away from me. Yeah, no, I don't think that's what it is. Dragging you down, in this case, meaning, where are you with your focus? The energy of stability for you and how you grow in that is almost 100% strong and available for you right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if you would be very focused in that direction at this moment in time. Now, this commitment, I kind of see you trying to balance out your energies towards whatever the stability thing is and this commitment, and trying to even that out. It's not working out. And that's where, the commitment takes the blunt. It's like, yes. It's not working out because you're being pulled a lot in the direction of that you're working on. Not to say that you don't give anything to this commitment, because you're still there, but I feel like you want to give a little too much because you're feeling like you're being pulled in this other direction. Like overcompensate here or something. And it's not going to work out because it's a forced energy. It's not coming in natural. That's not what evens the scales here for this one. Evens it out. If you're being called to focus more on whatever this is, that's, again, contributing to your stability, be okay with that. If that feels like takes a little bit more of your energy, I just don't see an issue with that, though. Even if that's the case, how sometimes in any kind of dynamics, one shows up in a certain period of time in their lives, where, I don't know, they get a new job. They're going to be a little more busy in the beginning until, they get into a new relationship, a romantic relationship. They're going to be, needing some time there. And so it's kind of looking like one of those things in which the stable part of this, the material stuff, looks to be rolling and, hyping with a lot of energy. The commitment part that's right by your side there, it seems to be pretty grounded. It seems to be working out. It's like it doesn't need that much effort at this time. It still needs your energy, of course, to roll, but is this where guilt plays out? That guilt over there that hasn't been healed? I wonder. You feel guilty for focusing on something else a little more? Because that guilt situation wouldn't show up for nothing. And as I said, it seems to be one of those that you may not have even realized that you picked up as something unhealed. I don't see anything. A little bit of imbalance, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Because it shows up here that you want to, because you're being so pulled in the direction of maybe your job or whatever you got going on here, you have to put in the extra effort to contribute to this connection that's by your side. And that shows up deceptive because it's like it's not natural. If it was natural, yeah, but it's not because it's overdoing it. For the Page of Wands, in the current situation, you get the World card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor. That's such a "because I said so" attitude. There is this intriguing something showing up. It's like a proposition of some sort, or think of it as, you're going about your day, doing your thing, and then this path starts opening up right in front of you. And it looks intriguing. It's like, oh, nice. Okay, let's, but you shut it down. And then with the attitude of, because I said so. Okay, but that's the promising one that you wouldn't know right now that it is promising. Okay. If you shut it down, you shut it down. What can I tell you? For the Hermit in the immediate future, you get the Page of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Cups. You're opening up your own path. If this was a business given to you, you know, like here, Libra, this is yours. Free of charge. Nothing to give for this. Just take it and run with it. You'd be like, no, thank you. I don't need that. I'm starting my own shit. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. But this one ain't free. I don't know. They both look good. This one, the free one, definitely came with confirmation from the universe, recommendation from the universe. This one is on your own, which is perfectly fine. I don't know what's going on, but in the immediate future, you get the Empress, the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. No more partnership by your side. You're like, okay, that goes. Maybe this partnership was attached to the free business stuff. I don't know. Because now that you're on your own and you're doing this, and you got the capability to do, you got all the energies available to do it on your own, but the partnership goes. It's like, now it's here, then it's not. What is going on here? I can't tell. Both options seem right, though. You know, one brings out the guilt element from the past. Maybe that's why you're eliminating partnership. Because like, well, I don't have to look into what that brings up. Yeah. For the 10 of Wands in the immediate future, you get the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers. Yeah, you still have some stuff to work on from past situations. This one is tied up to, in general, the concept of partnership for you. You know, how you relate to others in your work, in your life, in your friends, people you may work with or want to partner up with. Because you're giving me a sense of it's hard. I would rather be doing this on my own, you know. As much as I want to be open to the idea of partnership, I would rather do this on my own. And again, right now we're talking about partnership stuff, and then you close it off because you said so. And then you're kind of renegating here. You're like, okay, I'm doing this on my own. I got this. And then you're giving me the substrat of, you know, it's a little difficult to go at things from that perspective of partnerships. So, alrighty. Well, sometimes it's gonna work, sometimes it's not gonna. I feel like, you know, there's a couple of layers here. It's the idea of partnering up with others that maybe give it another glance. Speaking of, what the fuck bird is that? Hold on. Was that a hawk? It seemed too long for a hawk. Anyways. And second, the guilt part towards another, which could apply to any kind of partnership. I do see it playing out at some point over there in the past, tied up to a certain partnership. But from the universe, you get the Justice card, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. I don't know. It's for some reason right now, and I usually don't see you like this, so it's definitely coming up for a reason. But for some reason right now, as far as you're concerned, it's way more difficult to stay attached to other energies and to engage with other energies in terms of partnering up with them for pretty much anything, even friendship, I would say. So the concept of partnership right now, maybe you don't need it right now. Who the hell knows? Or again, maybe it's trying to bring something up for you. You know, the fact that it's kind of lacking right now, your attachment to the concept of partnership. Yeah, it happens. And again, there's usually a bigger reason behind these things that is trying to come out to the surface. But that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.